Do you know how many women walk through the world completely unaware of just how captivating they truly are? And no, I'm not just talking about physical beauty. I'm talking about something much deeper, something that Carl Jung himself would describe as archetypal, an energy that radiates far beyond what the eyes can see. It's that subtle essence, that way of moving, observing, expressing, and simply existing that can leave others quietly bewildered. And here's the paradox: most women underestimate this. They compare themselves to a rigid standard of beauty and assume they don't measure up, when in reality, what makes you unforgettable has little to do with makeup or waist size. It's in the silent confidence, the unshakable authenticity, the vibration you carry when you walk into a room without saying a single word. And here's the truth: men notice it. We feel it. And very often, we try to hide it, but believe me, we cannot escape it. Today, I want to reveal to you 12 signs that you are far more attractive than you believe. Some of these signs are so subtle you've probably overlooked them your entire life. But once you see them clearly, you'll begin to understand the depth of your own presence. And stay until the very end, because the 12th sign is the one women almost always dismiss, yet for us men, it's one of the most irresistible of all. Let's begin. Sign 1: frowny-faced men get nervous around you. One of the most underestimated signs of true attraction is nervousness. You may have noticed a man who's usually confident suddenly stumbling over his words when he talks to you. Or a man who avoids eye contact, fidgets with his shirt, adjusts his posture, crosses and uncrosses his arms for no apparent reason. You might think he's disinterested. But the truth? He's overwhelmed by your presence. From a psychological perspective, what's happening here is that his nervous system is overstimulated. His body betrays him. He may talk too fast or too slow. He may even go silent. Not because he's boring or insecure, but because you have disrupted his balance. When a woman carries a certain energy, her presence alone imposes itself. And even seasoned, experienced men can find themselves caught off guard. So, the next time a man who is usually calm suddenly grows awkward around you, don't mistake it as a lack of interest. It is, in fact, one of the clearest signs that you've captivated him beyond what he can control. And here's the key: never dim your light to make him comfortable. Instead, recognize that nervousness as a mirror of your power. Sign 2: people look at you twice. Attraction is not always declared, it's sensed. And one of the simplest, yet strongest signs, is when people look at you more than once. You're walking into a cafe, standing in line at the store, or simply crossing the street and someone glances. That first look may seem casual. But what matters is the second look. Why? Because the second look means their mind couldn't process you in just one glance. Something about you demanded another. Something about your posture, your energy, the way you carried yourself struck a deeper chord. And this doesn't depend on flashy clothes or perfect makeup. Often, It's when you're at your most natural, calm, unassuming, simply being yourself that you draw the strongest attention. Most women dismiss this because they're distracted. But I assure you, those second looks are silent confessions. Proof that you are not just seen, you are felt. Sign 3. You receive compliments when you least expect them. Here's a paradox. Some of the most attractive women don't even believe they are. And that's exactly what makes them so magnetic. Have you ever had a day where you didn't feel beautiful at all, yet someone told you, "You look incredible today"? Or someone said, "There's just something about you I can't explain"? That's not random. That's an attraction that transcends appearance. Men and even women pick up on your energy even when you don't. You may think your hair is a mess, your outfit is plain, or your body isn't perfect. But what others perceive is authenticity, aliveness, and presence. From a psychological lens, this is known as projection. They are projecting back to you an essence you carry unconsciously. And the fact that you're not trying only makes it more powerful. So, when someone compliments you unexpectedly, instead of brushing it off, pause. Accept it. Because they are reflecting to you a beauty you haven't yet claimed for yourself. Sign 4. Frowny-faced men find excuses to be near you. When a man doesn't know how to approach a woman he deeply admires, he doesn't always start with a bold confession. Instead, he creates excuses. He might ask for help with something trivial. Request your opinion on something he could easily figure out himself. Or invent reasons to cross paths with you. These small gestures may look casual, but they are not. They are the subconscious strategies of a man who wants proximity without risking outright rejection. And the more intimidating you are to him, the subtler his excuses will become. It's not the question he asks that matters, it's the fact that he needed to ask you. This is one of the clearest unconscious behaviors of attraction, the desire to orbit your presence, even under the disguise of small talk. Sign 5. Frowny face. Other women criticize you without reason. Not every sign of attractiveness will feel pleasant. Because when your energy shines, not everyone will applaud it. Sometimes, you may notice women making passive-aggressive remarks, giving you strange looks, or criticizing things about you that don't even make sense. It's not about you. It's about them. Your presence, without meaning to, can stir insecurity in others. Carl Jung would call this a shadow projection. When someone cannot face their own insecurities, they project them onto the person who triggers them. So, when you face baseless criticism, remember, it's not a flaw. It's evidence that your light is bright enough to awaken shadows. Sign 6. Frowny face. Strangers smile at you for no reason. Have you ever caught a man, or even a stranger, smiling at you without saying a word? That is not a coincidence. That is resonance. Your energy is so perceptible that it compels others to acknowledge you with nothing more than a smile. They may not approach, but their body expresses what words cannot. You made an impact on me. These subtle gestures are not small. They are spontaneous, involuntary, and deeply revealing. Because a smile born of attraction cannot be faked. Sign 7 frowny-faced men in relationships struggle to look away. This is a delicate sign, but a real one. When your energy is magnetic, it doesn't just attract those who are available. Even men in relationships find themselves lingering longer than they should. You did not cause this intentionally. And you are not responsible for it. But it is proof that your feminine presence is so strong, it disrupts even established boundaries. And while you must not entertain or encourage it, know this: if taken ethically, it's a silent validation of the extraordinary influence you carry. Sign 8 frowny face. You attract attention online without trying. We live in a world where so many women believe they must exaggerate their presence online to be noticed. But the most naturally attractive women don't need to. You may post a casual photo, wearing something simple, no makeup, no filters, and yet, the reactions pour in. The likes, the messages, the quiet admiration. Why? Because your authenticity pierces through the noise. True attraction transmits itself even through a screen. And the fact that you don't force it makes it even more compelling. Sign 9 frowny-faced men seem confused around you. Have you ever noticed a man who one moment seems very attentive, complimenting you, engaging deeply, and the next moment, he pulls away? You might think he's playing games. But often, he's not. He's overwhelmed. Attraction to a woman who feels extraordinary can be destabilizing. He may retreat not because he isn't interested, but because he's too interested. He feels unsure if he's enough. This push and pull behavior is not a rejection, it's proof that you have unsettled him at a deep level. Sign 10 frowny face. You don't realize your own power. This is perhaps the most important sign of all. The most attractive women often doubt themselves the most. They compare, they minimize, they think they don't measure up. But their authenticity, their way of being, their energy, speaks louder than they ever realize. When you finally stop questioning yourself and start recognizing your natural magnetism, not arrogantly, but calmly, something shifts. You begin to own what was always there. That shift is the moment when others don't just notice you, you notice yourself. Sign 11 frowny face. Your absence is felt more than your presence. Some women light up a room the moment they enter. But you may be one of the rare ones whose absence speaks even louder than your presence. When you leave, conversations become dull. The atmosphere shifts. People feel the lack of your energy. This is not about being loud or attention-seeking. It's about the subtle impact of your essence, an afterglow that lingers when you're no longer there. That is unforgettable. Sign 12 frowny face. Silence with you isn't awkward, it's intense. This final sign is one of the most profound. Where a woman is truly magnetic, she doesn't need to fill every silence with words. Her very presence is enough. If you've ever been with a man who stayed completely comfortable in silence with you, not reaching for his phone, not searching for words but simply existing in the stillness, then you've already won him over. Because in that silence, he's not bored. He's overwhelmed. And without speaking, you've communicated everything. Now let me ask you, how many of these signs have you noticed in your own life? How many times have you brushed off a nervous glance, a compliment, or a smile without realizing its meaning? Often, the signs of our deepest beauty are invisible to us yet impossible for others to ignore. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Your power doesn't begin when someone else recognizes it. It begins when you do. If this video helped you see yourself differently, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And remember, beauty isn't about meeting a standard. It's about embodying an essence. And you, whether you've realized it or not, already carry it.